Welcome to the Lerner Theater. Our history began 88 years ago in 1923 when Elkhart businessman Harry Lerner decided to build a vaudeville and silent movie theater. In the Roaring Twenties, everything was opulent, including the theaters, which were appropriately called movie palaces, a description that certainly fit the new Lerner Theater. A gold waterfall curtain hid the stage, rising to reveal vaudeville acts, big bands, and the latest in silent films. The equipment was the newest, the decor in the 2,000-seat auditorium was plush, and the facilities were top of the line, even including a nursery, where youngsters could be left in the care of a registered nurse. At the official opening, Thanksgiving Day of 1924, more than 7,500 people attended the 4 performances of the silent film The Navigator, starring Buster Keaton, and listened to the musical background played on the mighty Kimball organ, one of only 3 original theater pipe organs installed in the state of Indiana. Talking pictures came to the Lerner in 1928. In 1930, the theater was leased to Warner Brothers, which renamed it The Warner. 2 years later, the theater was taken over by the Indiana-Illinois Theater Company, and 2 years later, in 1934, after a community-wide contest, the theater was renamed the Elko, short for Elkhart County Amusement Company. Bill Miller, he's the short guy on the right, bought the Elko theater business in 1961 and the building in 1967. At a time when movie audiences were moving to the multiplex theaters in the suburbs, Bill Miller's financial commitment to this building helped preserve it when other historic buildings throughout the Midwest were being torn down to make way for new construction. In 1980, the Elko was officially listed on the National Register of Historic Places. After Bill Miller's untimely death in 1987, his son, Phil Miller, took over the management of Miller Theaters until they were sold and the Elko was purchased by the city of Elkhart in 1990. For more than 7 decades, the Elko was the focal point of downtown entertainment for the people of Elkhart, and that tradition continued. Since the city's purchase, the theater continued to host local arts groups like the Elkhart Municipal Band, the Elkhart County Symphony, the Elkhart Concert Club, Patchwork Dance Company, a new resident troupe called Premier Arts, and special events like the Elkhart Jazz Festival. In April of 2007, a special Blue Ribbon Commission, known as the 400 Block Study Group, under the direction of Diana Lawson of the Elkhart County Convention and Visitors Bureau, submitted its proposal to then-Mayor Dave Miller, and fundraising started in earnest for the renovation of the Elko. Led by local attorney Jack Citadine, formal plans were drawn for the renovation of the theater and the creation of the new flexible-use space that would make the proposed arts and entertainment complex a viable business venture. Construction began in August of 2009. Layers and layers of history were removed from the walls, the ceilings, and the floors. History that had seen performances of blockbuster motion pictures like Ben-Hur, The Robe, Gone with the Wind, and others. Performances by nationally renowned road shows that would stop in Elkhart while traveling between Detroit and Chicago, and back to the days of vaudeville in the 20s and 30s, for performances by legendary stars of the day like magician Harry Houdini, right here on the Elko stage. Under the watchful eye of Mr. Citadine, all the seats in the theater were removed and 1,700 new seats were installed. The stage was expanded, an all-new hydraulically lifted orchestra pit was added. The original wall coverings were recreated and hung. The sound system was updated to the latest digital technology, and the 1924 air conditioning system that relied on water from the Elkhart River for cooling was also updated. To make this new facility economically viable, the original stores on Franklin Street were torn down, and 6,000 square feet of new flexible-use space featuring the Crystal Ballroom and the Grand Lobby were constructed. When added to the renovated Citadine Room, located on the 2nd floor behind this auditorium, the expanded rehearsal space and dressing rooms in the basement, and the fully equipped catering facility next to the Crystal Ballroom, this newly renovated Lerner complex has been transformed into a multifunctional arts, entertainment, and gathering space for all of us right here in the heart of downtown Elkhart. So thank you for allowing us to share this space with you today, and we look forward to your continued support of the Lerner.